I never meant to break her heart. In the galactic year 4729, I was stationed on Ilyara 9, an outpost orbiting a Class M planet known for its volatile atmosphere, deep magnetic trenches, and inexplicably sentient flora. I was part of the Terracentric Coalition's diplomatic outreach, one of the first humans allowed to make contact with a member of the Kalari race. They were humanoid in form, though taller and far more lithe, with opalescent skin that shimmered like liquid crystal under light, and large, empathetic eyes that changed color with emotion. And among them was her, Uri. I was a xenoanthropologist with a mission. She was a cultural archivist for her people, tasked with interpreting human behavior. We started with guarded curiosity, turned into long conversations about dreams, art, loss, and eventually something like love. The Kalari had no concept of permanent partnerships the way humans did. Emotional bonds for them were fluid, often lasting decades, sometimes centuries, sometimes weeks. But with me, Elri had asked if she could try a human concept. Monogamy. I agreed. Felt strange, sweet even. We made a home in one of the floating biodomes above the atmospheric tides of Ilyara. I knew our mission window was limited. 6 months. Just enough to build rapport, gather data, and return. But somewhere in between alien rituals and shared neural dreams, I forgot the clock was ticking. And then Earth recalled us. Left. Without warning. Without goodbye. I told myself I did it for both of us. The coalition had protocols. No Kalari were permitted to leave the orbital colonies. I'd thought severing contact would let her move on. But Elri had a different plan. 2 years passed. I tried to forget her. I threw myself into Earth-based research, gave lectures about Kalari empathy bonding, avoided interviews that asked what it was like to be the first human in a relationship with an alien consciousness. I told everyone the romance was exaggerated, a professional boundary blurred by cultural misinterpretation. But I still dreamt of her. I still felt the ache of absence when I heard chimes in a minor key. She'd once told me the Kalari hear sorrow as beautiful music. Then the anomalies started. First, a string of unexplainable data breaches in the Coalition's orbital traffic control. Then a flicker of unauthorized biomatter on re-entry logs. Something had slipped through planetary defense. It wasn't until I came home to my apartment in Neo-Seattle and saw the light shimmer oddly in the hallway mirror that I knew. She was here. She emerged from the shadows like fog pulled from moonlight. Her form still graceful, her skin glowing faintly in Earth's artificial dusk. Her eyes were an iridescent violet. Hopeful. Elri! Gasped. She tilted her head. Why did you leave me, human? Her voice held no anger. Only the weight of questions I had never answered. I opened my mouth, but shame filled my throat. How are you even here? Managed. Your kind can't survive Earth's microbial. I adapted, she said simply. You taught me human persistence. She had hacked into Coalition databases, hijacked a prototype stealth pod, and crossed 6 systems alone. All to find me. I had to understand, she said softly. You promised permanence. Then you vanished. I tried to explain. Regulations, quarantine laws, the Coalition's ban on emotional entanglement with alien species. But she didn't flinch. You think I don't know laws? She asked. I am archivist Theo. Catalog history. I know what your people do when they are afraid of something beautiful. My heart twisted. I had expected her to forget me. Instead, she had crossed light years. Her presence appended everything. Government agents showed up within hours of her biometric trace lighting up EarthNet. She stayed hidden. I made excuses. It was like living inside a ticking clock. The Coalition was watching. The Kalari had dispatched an emissary drone. Earth's Defense Council demanded immediate deportation. And still she remained. We hid in the underground communes of Old Seattle, in data havens and decayed train tunnels reconfigured by the tech runners. Ellery never complained. She marveled at Earth's imperfections. Smog, rust, graffiti, laughter. She loved it the way she had loved me, without judgment. But something had changed. Ellery grew quieter. Her glow dimmed. Kalari physiology wasn't designed for our planet. Even with adaptations, Earth's atmosphere was slowly breaking her down. "You're dying," I told her one night as we sat watching neon trains streak past. She nodded. "I thought, if I could just see you," she whispered. "If I could make you see me again. Could go back." "Okay. If you asked." I looked at her. Really looked. She had risked her life for closure. For love. For an answer. But I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to run. Another part, stronger, wanted to finally stop hiding. I told her I would go with her. Not just to the edges of the coalition. Not just to a diplomatic outpost. But to Ilyara. Forever. She looked at me, searching my face for lies. Then she touched her forehead to mine. A Kalari vow. No words. Just neural resonance. We planned our escape for the lunar transit window. One narrow chance to slip past Earth's orbital security. But nothing ever goes to plan. Ending. We were betrayed. The data runner who agreed to smuggle us aboard a private freighter had already sold us out. Coalition ships surrounded the loading dock before we arrived. I saw them before she did. "Ellery, run!" I shouted, but she refused to leave my side. Agents in black armor stormed the docks. Their weapons were non-lethal but brutal. Neural disruptors designed to incapacitate. I took a shot to the chest. Pain blanked my vision. When I came to, I was alone. They'd taken her. I thought it was over. That she would be deported or worse, executed for violating interstellar boundaries. I tried everything, called in favors, threatened to go public. But Earth's media had been silenced. The coalition called it a diplomatic security breach. 2 weeks later a package arrived. Vial. Silver blue. Inside it a crystalline suspension of memory. Ellery's final message. Encoded in Kalari neurosymbolics. I took it to a xenolinguist. What we decoded broke me. "I do not regret coming to you. I regret only that you feared our love would cost too much. I did not follow you for answers, human. I followed you because you changed me. I wanted to change you too. If I must return, I will carry your memory through the ocean lattices of our kind, where time and sorrow braid together into truth. But if you ever find courage, come to me. Our stars still burn." That was 1 year ago. I don't teach anymore. I don't write for the coalition. Instead, I work with rogue engineers and outlaw scientists. I'm building something. A vessel, quiet, sleek, and fast enough to pierce the blockade. I don't know if Ellery is still alive. The Kalari aren't cruel, but they are distant. They might have preserved her. Or they might have returned her consciousness to the archive, where the mind exists but the body does not. Either way, I'm going to Ilyara. Not for science. Not for history. But for her. Because sometimes, the only way to honor love across stars is not to run from it, but to follow it all the way home.